Humility is what kills pride. You have to be willing to go through the process. If everything is going good and everything is going right in your life as we think it should, you're not learning anything. And God is taking us through a process of purification because he knows the things that are within us that need to come out. He knows how to deposit the fruits of his spirit within us. And so as a result, we have to work with him. We have to be honest about where we are. We have to know that everything about us is not right. There's things in us that need to change. There's things in us that need to come out. And it takes being honest with yourself. It takes confronting yourself, and that requires courage. You got to be able to look at yourself. Let a man examine himself. And again, with being transparent and teaching from experience, I'm giving you my life experiences to show you, just as a teacher and as a leader, I want what God has for me just as much as I want the best for you. And so I'm trying to do all I can to lead by example. And so you got to be willing to show God the good, bad, and the ugly. Some people wonder, well, if you're supposed to be a leader, they think that you're supposed to be all together. What does that look like? What does it look like to be all together? Somebody please tell me, because we're sadly mistaken when we were trained to think that way. You're in a progress. You're a work in progress. We're all a work in progress. And so it looks good to God when you're being honest and allowing God to work with you. That's what looks good to God, because he's going to reward every effort that we make. Hallelujah. And so I'm just encouraging you, like I said, I'm not for everybody, but I'm for somebody. And so those that's willing to go through the process, it's a process of being real. It's easy to sit back and criticize. It's easy to sit back and say, look at her, look at him. Yeah, look at him. Look at him. Because they're willing to be honest. They're willing to confront themselves. They're willing to go through the process. We all have something that we need to get delivered from. And so the more you're honest with yourself, instead of sitting back critiquing and waiting on something perfect to come, the better off you're going to be. Because the only perfect one is God. And that's who's working with us to perfect in us and give us his image. Hallelujah. Come on here.